Good morning, Jerry. Did you sleep at all, or are you running on fumes right now from the win?
Hung around probably a little longer than we should have in Las Vegas, but really got on in here pretty good. So it was all in all, that win made it a great trip to Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. Let's just get your overall thoughts after having a couple hours to recap it in your own mind and talk to your staff. Just your thoughts on that impressive victory.
Well, first of all, I think we had a really across the board a really top performance. I thought we did some good things in all phases. Sound just like the coach there, but we really had a real good game. It didn't have to be that way. Their record is they'd like to have more wins, I'm sure, but still, I thought we immediately, on both sides of the ball, I thought we were more physical, and I thought we were able to carry it to them. What you saw was exactly the game plan that our coaches and Brian had lined out before the game. So I was pleased with that. Obviously, every time Overshawn did something good out there, that made you smile. And then again, the possibilities that go with having the kind of interior in our defensive line really do create a lot of optimism for the team, for the players, much less the coaches. And I say that because our fans deserve a defense like the one we had out there last night, in my mind.
Jerry, did you have a feeling going in, or was it totally unpredictable the way that the guys and the team would respond after the Marshawn Nealon news?
Well, I couldn't imagine. They worked hard when they got back to practice this week. And, you can say what you want to about football, the hard work that's involved, physical work, and then, if you will, the physical contact. But it can, in its own way, have a therapeutic aspect to it, and that's what you saw. And then you saw those guys, really letting it all manifest itself and hopefully making good plays and not making those mistakes. Notably last night is the lack of those mistakes. So all of that tells me they had their mind, obviously. Everybody's in the back of their mind, in front of their mind, having Marshawn in that area, but also we've got to go on and put that foot in front of each other and go. Having said that, I would say I haven't seen them. Obviously, we hadn't seen the film. I didn't look at it coming in last night. But I will tell you, it's probably across the board our best performance of the year. I'm talking about in the standpoint of being physical, holding your blocks, taking it to them on defense in that front, and those things will win ball games. And it took its toll there last night in a positive way for us.
Jerry, you've talked a lot before about when you're referring to coaches, you've said that you want somebody that you can be in the foxhole with. And do you feel like these last 2 weeks, Brian Schottenheimer's shown you, yeah, this is why he was the guy we picked, and this is why I want him in the foxhole with me? Well,
he's had years and years and years of wanting to have the opportunity that he's got. And he wears that on his sleeve. He's very appreciative of the opportunity to coach the Cowboys. It shows in every way he addresses every challenge that come up, and we all realize if you don't have a challenge this second, wait 30 seconds and you'll have something on your hands. That's just the nature of it. But I sure was proud of proud for him, proud of him relative to how the week turned out here.
Jerry Jones joined us here at 105 through the Fan. I am in love with George Pickens. He's become my favorite player on this team. Do you ever feel bad when you fleece somebody else in a deal like you did Pittsburgh? Like you got to give them a little bit of extra next time. You got to trade with them. You got to give them a little bit extra. You ever feel bad about fleecing somebody so bad?
Well, guys, I'd like to say that possibly that would be one way of looking at it. The rest of this thing is so humbling. And I'm constantly getting humbled. You just the entire team is like holding Jell-O in both hands. It's always something coming out from place to place. But I will tell you, that performance that George had last night was about as impressive. First of all, he was. I know that he was trying to show that because he had a late problem there that wouldn't affect his game, and so bottom line, I'm so proud for us that we've got him. I don't know when I've seen a guy on a steady basis play as inspirational as he's playing. And that's the thing. He causes the guys around him to be better.
Jerry, can you tell us any more about why Lamb and Pickens did not start off the game?
Not really. That were in-house issues and had to do with really meeting-type discipline, and that's about all you need to go into it here.
Jerry, when something like that occurs, would you prefer to see guys be disciplined in a way that doesn't take them off the field, or do you think that's the way for them to understand the message?
You know, you can think about it a lot of ways. Everybody knows that when you're not on the field, that it's not just hurting you. And, of course, these guys are competitors, and that's about as hard a thing as they deal with, is not getting to get out on the field if they're ready to go. But the other thing is they always have the feeling, without question, that you're letting the other guys down. It'll have you look at your watch.
Jerry Jones joined us here, 105.3 The Fan. I know you've had a lot. I know we sometimes are prisoners of the moment, and you've had a lot of great players. But could you really see an argument that Pickens and Lamb are the best 1-2 punch at receiver that you've had?
Well, last night, I'd present that for him last night, and I would say that early I was so pleased because Dak did have his options, and that was real exciting to see. And if we can continue to have that kind of balance and then get those kind of options with those two guys out there, and of course there's some other people called tight ends out there on the field too, then we're going to be right back where we thought this offense was a couple of weeks ago.
It is a good problem to have, but you are going to run into a situation where you have to decide to sign George or not. And if you do, you're going to have a ton of money tied up at wide receiver, in addition to 3 defensive tackles making around $60 million. Is that feasible to be able to build a balanced roster and have that much cash tied up in those 2 spots?
Yes. Yes.
Jerry, let's talk about that defensive tackle, because there was a photo of you where it looked like you were very, very happy after Quinnen Williams delivered that first sack. Talk about his performance and the immediate impact last night.
Well, I was zeroed in on him early, and I wanted to see how the Raider offensive line was handling him. And I kind of caused you to sit back in your seat and smile a little bit. He was so dominant, and I have not, again, looked at the film on the way in, but, boy, I'm telling you, if we can get those kinds of plays and people have to adjust their blocking schemes for them, then you obviously get some advantages in other parts of your defense.
Yeah.
And we just haven't had pressure like that, pass pressure. And so when you can be sound on against that run and then get some pressure too, and it's coming from a bad spot for the quarterback up the middle, and we haven't had that.
Jerry Jones live on Sean and RJ 105.3 The Fan after the fun, impressive victory last night. And, Jerry, a lot of fans were messaging us, and I felt the same way. I was kind of waiting for the defense to get back out on the field because it felt really fun for the first time this year with the tackling and all the guys coming back that you guys have been talking about. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I kind of want to see this Cowboys defense out here just as much or more than the offense.
We had valuable reps. For those guys that hadn't been a hooker at safety. I just can't tell you how much we've missed hooker at safety. And then, of course, we were having some, as you saw, and that wasn't a mirage. Even when they got the ball, they made a reception. We were hitting them immediately.
Yeah.
And so we were really able to use that additional pressure that we were out there getting on the quarterback. We were able to use that and really stay with those receivers across our secondary. Big difference.
Jerry, you kind of made mention here in the last couple of answers about getting the pressure up the middle and then what you get from defensive tackle. How do you value or compare or weigh the differences between getting pressure off the edge versus pressure up the middle? Or do you guys value one more than the other?
I think that it's harder. You can vary ways to get some space pressure. You can vary that, and you can use guys that are not necessarily prototypes for size out there to get some pressure. But in the middle, it takes not only strength and size in my mind, but it also takes that unique big guy that can really tie up two blockers and plus give a chance to touch that quarterback. Those are hard to find. If you look at the teams around the league that seem to have the best defenses, especially as playoff time comes, that's one reason they gutted us pretty good over the last few years at playoff time. We've got a real emphasis on the middle pressure and run stop here.
Jerry Jones joining us here on Sean and RJ on 105 through the Fan. Okay, Jerry, so you've made reference to getting Malik Hooker back. You've obviously added Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, DeMarvion Overshown. With all these additions that you were able to get back off of the bye week, did it feel like you almost have a new team now or a new defense, and you basically experienced an off season during the bye week?
Well, I think you are seeing last night some material benefit from having played the games. The guys that are out there, the ones you're not mentioning, but just are doing it better. And that we kept talking about, that if we keep working hard at practice, that'll evolve. The repetition will evolve. But be that as it may, if you don't create some urgency with that quarterback, then in the NFL, if they've got time, they'll just make their completions. They'll pick you apart. And so the ingredients you saw last night was our ability to hurry that quarterback up, and we did. And we did it in a way that we could stop that run. They were trying, philosophically, they're trying to get that ball to that running back. He's a best one pick this year. We knew what Pete Carroll wanted to emphasize, and that's that run. And so we really did know that we're going to be challenged in that run thing. Well, we got that message to him early, and it stayed with us the whole game.
Is Coach Eberflus a little bit happier with some of this personnel?
Well, he, to be fair to him, he really always understood that we could be better personnel-wise, but I like the way we mixed it up. I don't know, I'm sure you guys noticed. That didn't look like the same bunch out there last night, mixing it up. I'm talking about mixing the different schemes we were doing defensively. And, boy, that's what you want.
Jerry Jones right here on 105.3 The Fan. We have to talk about your quarterback. We know about the leadership throughout his career. Talk about his game, Jerry, and his leadership through a tough 12 days.
Well, he just, again, just as time and time again, he is the best leader that I've been around for a team, and period. And he just has a natural, sense of what the situation calls for. He's had it since he walked through the door, and he's so much of the good things that he's been a part of had to do with that skill right there. But then you see it. He brings a certain confidence out there. And then you got a guy that, he can have a bad series. He can have a bad quarter. But you got a guy that'll come out there and just completely erase it from his mind and really be as aggressive as it calls for. From the get-go this year, he's been our stalwart relative to our chance to win this year. And now then we're given a chance. Last night, that offensive line that's been kind of makeshift for 4 or 5 ball games, that offensive line were able to get in there, and I thought did a real good job. That Crosby's a mess now. He's a mess. You want to see it. You want to see a defensive end that can flat rush that passer, but at the same time play that run. You don't want to go on his side of the field. So there's your outside guy that makes a difference.
Jerry, you mentioned in Max Crosby there, you guys did a pretty solid job on him, and he was rushing against your right tackle a lot of the day. Shotty had said during the week that right tackle was kind of an open competition right now with Terrence Steele and Nathan Thomas. What's just your perspective on how your tackle, at right tackle, Terrence Steele, and as well as Tyler Guyton, how they've played and what you got out of them last night? Well,
you saw, and I just said, that was probably, they were the most challenged of any player we had to keep that Crosby off the quarterback, or for that matter, off the runner. And we had help in mind from time to time, and we had a couple of times there early. I just saw the tight end on him, and I said, now, good luck with this. We're not going to be around long if all we're trying to do is get him with a tight end or stand in his way. So I don't want to make any more of it than it is. But I thought, on balance, considering the type player he is, I thought we had a heck of a game, and be surprised if our offensive line doesn't grade out really well.
Are you going to recommend Tyler Guyton be in this series a landman after that fall he took? A little acting job?
Hey, he's a multifaceted individual, and it takes a little bit of that. It's like a nice recipe, a little dash of physical, a little dash of acting, and so I thought he did a great job on that play. But I wish on a couple of them, I wish that he had been acting. I'm afraid that was just the impact of playing in front of that Crosby.
Jerry, I know you haven't reviewed the film, but just kind of initial impression of your other additions in Wilson, and then the return of Overshown, which everyone is thrilled for with his long journey back. Were you able to catch up with Overshown in the locker room, or what did you think of some of the play from your other new guys returning?
What I think for Ravel out there as well. Ravel had a lot of snaps out there for his first football game ever in the NFL. And, oh, my goodness, I'm optimistic, and it's promising what his future can be. The fact he got those snaps in last night and didn't have a glaring issue is a big plus for us. But all the guys you mentioned, in each and every way, Wilson, just outstanding behind that defensive line and really got good instincts to be where he's supposed to be and fight to get there. And so actually a guy like that can be inspirational to the other players around him. And so there's no question it's a letdown if you do your job and you're supposed to be filling in behind with a linebacker, a guy's supposed to have his job to make the play, and it doesn't happen. That impacts everybody. But I saw last night it going the other way, and that it was catching on, and they were playing in a coordinated way, and that's because you were having success. Each one was not only having some good things happen physically, but they were doing their job mentally.
Jerry, you talk about communication being better. Obviously, the team rallied, got really close this week. You've added new additions. Everything really kind of gelled together last night. What are the chances that last night's victory can be a jumping-off point for you guys to make a real run to the postseason?
Well, that's the point. And you look at these numbers, they're daunting as we look ahead for a playoff. But we don't want to look any farther past, and than this weekend with Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is playing at a heightened level of just excellence. They played their last games and played them well. I was real impressed the other day with Detroit. But the bottom line is that I'm excited about playing Philadelphia, and it'll be a good out for the makeup of our team right now. I'm anxious to see the game.
Favorite Post Malone song?
I'll tell you, I know our fans have heard this story, but Post's dad was in charge of our beverages out at the old Texas Stadium, and his mom, of course, worked past when he came home from school, so they had a cot set up for Post, and he had several years out there that he would come out there and sleep for a few hours while his dad was on the spot there and his mom was working. So he literally slept out at the stadium for years and years.
Wow.
We're proud of that.
Hey, proud of the performance last night. That was awesome. Got all of us feeling a certain type of way this morning. Congratulations, and we'll hear you on Friday.
Okay, man, it is good to be on with you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Jerry Jones, brought to you by Ford, your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.